Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 210 is Sid Meier's Civilization 3. Pick a nation from throughout the history of the world and play from the start of human civilization all the way into the space age. Historical accuracy is completely irrelevant, as you can play as Abraham during the times of the Old Testament. Abraham Lincoln, that is. America. Establish your capital city and build up from basically nothing. You'll want to quickly create more settlers and expand your empire, connecting your cities both in your influence zones and with, roads. You're not the only humans around, however, and it's not exactly peaceful out there. There are tribes of barbarians who can and will attack you as you move about the map. If you clear out their camp, you're rewarded with some gold. Of course, there's also the matter of other players. Gold is primarily used for trading with the other nations. As you encounter the other players, whether they be actual players or just computers, you can start engaging in trade with them, utilizing gold, treaties, natural resources such as iron or horses, luxury resources like silk, and importantly, technology. Much of the game and your strategy is rooted in the massive tech tree of civilization. In order to train different military units or build different buildings, you need access to various technologies, and most technology has a large set of prerequisites. Each turn, you gain progress from the science produced by your cities. Production of science is done the same way as food and industry. Each tile on the map has an innate amount of production in these categories. Using workers, you can sculpt them more into what you're looking for and gain additional bonuses from buildings in each city. So if I want my civilization to be very technology oriented, I might focus more heavily on science production. But if I want military might, industry is more appealing. That's not to say that technology isn't important for military strategies, however. In fact, it's critical to your success, as a technology lead in weaponry can be a massive difference. Imagine trying to fight against knights on horseback with stone axes. It wouldn't go well. In addition to all of the buildings and units you can make, over time with the technology you'll also have access to wonders of the world to build. Only one of each wonder can be built in the world, so if another civilization builds it first, too bad, you lose out on it. The wonders give immediate bonuses when they happen, plus a cultural bonus as the game ages on. But eventually some of the other bonuses they provide will go away as more important technology outpaces them. There are several ways to win the game, and that's what the Civilization franchise is known for. There are 6 ways to win in Civilization 3. With a conquest victory, it's very simple. Kill everyone else. When no other nations have any cities left, you win the game. In a cultural victory, there's a score involved. Each city you control provides a cultural value. If you get to a culture score in one city of 20,000, or if your whole civilization adds up to at least 100,000 and you're doubling the nation in second, you win. For a diplomatic victory, you need to lead the United Nations. You can also win if you win the space race. You must venture out into space and colonize Alpha Centauri before anyone else. This is the most peaceful way to win if you're looking to avoid combat. For a more mixed bag, there's a domination win, which happens if you control 2/3 of the land of the game, as well as 2/3 of the overall population of the whole world. This may happen en route to a conquest victory, but not always, and you do get some benefit from cultural progress as well in this. Lastly, if you get to the year 2050 and no victory has been claimed, the game tallies a score from all of the actions taken during the entire game, and whoever has the most points wins. I've never been particularly competitive when it comes to the Civilization franchise, so I can't really speak much towards what higher difficulty computers or actually practiced and skillful multiplayer is like, but all of the different ways to win are definitely exciting. You can really craft your strategy with each civilization based on starting technology and bonuses they get. Each nation has 2 qualities that grant different bonuses throughout the game. For example, here I've been playing as the Mayans, who are agricultural and industrious, meaning I get various bonuses to my food supply so my cities can grow at a faster rate and support more people. Plus, I also modify terrain around my cities at a much faster rate so I can keep up with that growth. I decided to really take out Japan fairly early on in this game in order to spread out better on this island I started on so I can increase production and research to hopefully get to the space race or cultural victory. After 4 hours of gameplay, I made it and reached a cultural victory. I probably could have done it faster than 4 hours, but forgot a very important setting in this. If you ever play this game, Civilization 3 in particular, although this does kind of affect other games too to a lesser extent, go into your preferences and deselect the box for animating automated movements. I generally just put my workers on automatic and let them do their thing, but as the game drags on and you have 10 or more workers, watching them all run around takes up a huge amount of time between turns. Turning that off makes everything go about 10 times faster, and you can get your turns in much quicker. Civilization is a great game that stands the test of time for sure. The premise of it has remained entirely unchanged after all of these years, and there's absolutely no reason to change it. Upgrades across different versions are more so regarding adding new civilizations, more interesting unit controls, and of course, graphical improvements. But playing Civilization 3 again after all of these years, when the most recent Civ game I had played was Civ 5, made me not only realize how much was exactly the same, but also how nice the adjustments have been since then. You'll hear me dive into those in more detail when I get to Civilization 5 later this year, but for now, just know that if you want something simple, but still pretty much just as fun, 3 still holds up. Join me tomorrow as I talk about the 209th game on my list, where I do a handheld twist on one of the most classic games ever made.